Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. Do you like your stories told through pictures? Then you can also follow us at Real Nerds on Instagram. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
talk film! I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast for all your movie needs. I am Ryan, and I am joined by a very tired Brad. Brad, how are you doing?
I'm so tired still.
Every week we see a new movie and we podcast our experience of the world. This week we saw Fantastic Four, The First Steps. Stay tuned. We'll review the film, recommend it or not, play the trailer, then spoil it. We'll skip movie news this week because I'll tell you why in a second. And we'll also talk about movie we watched throughout the week. But Brad, I'm skipping news because the big news is the return of someone that you had what you actually did create. Tell me about your latest 48-hour film project.
Yeah, so we did it. We've completed the trilogy and made Thunderbolt 3 after, 9 years since the last one.
Yeah, so last week you told me you were concerned that you had... Because, when you do the 40-hour film project, tell people what it is before I ask you this question.
Yeah, so if you're just now getting into the podcast, for the past 16 years, every year I've done the 48-hour film project, where on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during the summer, on Friday at 7:30, you go to a location where they give you 3 criteria: a character you have to use and their occupation, a prop, and a line of dialogue. Those 3 elements you have to write into your script, a 4 to 7 minute short, and then you draw a genre out of a hat.
And so Thunderbolt is, what kind of genre is the first Thunderbolt?
I believe the first time around it was just comedy.
And then the Thunderbolt 2?
I think was dark comedy.
And so now you told us last week that it wouldn't work unless you got a specific genre. What was your genre you got this week?
So this time around, I drew musical or Western. Well, technically you draw 2 options, and musical Western is one option, and the other one was food film. Both were on my list.
What is a food film?
Just like something where food is the driving theme or idea, yeah. So
not really a genre, but it has to center around food.
Yeah, like there's the film de femme genres, so that'd be a movie just like where women are the lead or portrayed in a pro light,
Gotcha.
So yeah, our film would have centered around like a food item, but instead I went with musical or Western. Again, like I said, last year I also got that. And so, the piece of paper says musical or Western. It doesn't say a musical or a Western. It just says musical or Western. And I would say our film is very musical.
The trailer you released is really fun because the music is pretty dope in the trailer.
Yeah, I wish that song was in the movie, but it's not. But it gets you amped, right?
Yeah.
Which is what the trailer's supposed to do. So yeah, we made a musical themed Thunderbolt movie. Yeah, and unfortunately, at the last minute, our lead, Adam, who has played Thunderbolt in the previous two films, could not commit to a whole weekend of it.
Hmm.
So we changed it up and pushed it into the future, and we made our friend Jamie the new Thunderbolt.
Oh, nice.
And Adam uh, does make an appearance as his character, but in a different way.
Yeah, I gotta say the trailer is pretty fun. It has a futuristic, weird science vibe to it with the neon lights you're using.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, like I think the closest thing like inspiration is Danger 5. Like
Okay.
we also
So you're
so
saying like Turbo Kid or something?
yeah, it's so ridiculous. Like there's just stuff in there because it's funny to see. The plot is just whatever, but we also it's really a 10-minute movie that I had to cut 3 minutes out of to get it down to the 7-minute time limit. So
Interesting.
it starts off like this slow build, and then the second half is just like a race to the finish line. And yeah, at some point I'm gonna go back and extend because the end is just so like the resolution is so fast because we had to cut so much time. Like I cut it down to the exact frame we needed to qualify.
Oh wow.
Um,
Did you get it in on time this time?
we did, yeah.
Nice.
A little bit early. We also had like some extra time because the kickoff took so long. So we had like an extra 12 minutes, but we were done like 45 minutes before that, really.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we should have proofed it better because there's a couple glitches in it that I didn't catch because I was a zombie on Sunday after being up for 2 days prior to kickoff, and then by Friday night I was like just out of it completely, and then Saturday and Sunday on top of that I was like I just didn't know, like my mind just did not work,
Yeah.
and then Monday after sleeping a bunch I was just like, how does life work? Like what do I do? Like how does my routine, like I gotta go see Fantastic Four. How do I do that? How does going to movies work? Like seriously, I felt like I had brain damage. Like I just could not re-engage with society.
Yeah. Yeah,
um
I feel you. It's not the same, but kind of. So I'm going to Disneyland at the beginning of next month, September, and my job has these opportunities where you can work overtime on road closures, and it pays like really, really well. So that Sunday night, they had a 12-hour shift from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then I had to work 6 a.m. to like 2 p.m. And I was like, fuck it, I can do it. Dude.
Not at
When
this
it got to
age.
like 11 a.m., I was going, oh my God, I have 3 more hours. And
And that's like really dangerous considering you're a person with like a weapon.
yeah, yeah, I wasn't worried about that. When you have stuff that happen, I mean, I've worked
Well, you
19
have to
hours
make, I
before.
mean, even without the weapon, you have to make judgments of
Yeah.
things. So it's like, I can't imagine you doing that with my brain as it was on Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you also get adrenaline dumps when you do what I do. So sometimes, I mean, I've worked 19-hour shifts before, and you don't realize how tired you are till it's done. Kind of like what you were saying. I went home and I had to. Uh, Luckily, I got the guy who came in and did we call it the swing shift. He came in early at 11, so I was able to leave kind of early. I mean, I still have paperwork and stuff to do. But I left, and I remember sitting at my house going, man, I got to pick up my kid by 4. And it was like 2:30. So I slept for, an hour. And then I woke up, and yeah, I was just sitting there. Like, I don't think I was dead, but I didn't feel like I was contributing to the safety and of my child while I was on the couch and he was like jumping around. So
Yeah. No, it's like we probably could have edited our film even sooner and turned it in sooner, but like I was so out of it. Like I'd be working on the timeline, just like moving clips around and just being like, just staring at the screen, going like thinking about what needs to happen, and then
Mm-hmm.
just like completely losing my place. Like, wait,
Hmm.
where was I? Like, what minute am I on? Like, where's the clip? I know the number that I look at it. Like, just it got so slow because I was like constantly like redoing the same stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's if I was younger, like 10 years ago, I
Yeah.
wouldn't have affected me. But like now, it is like I should not have been driving that night. Like I had to go get more B-roll for like part of the movie because I was like, well, we don't need a crew. It's just me and I filmed some background stuff. But yeah, drive around at like 2 a.m. I was just
Yeah,
like,
they say that your brain it's actually drunk when you don't have enough sleep. It's the
yeah,
same as being intoxicated.
yeah. Like I was like, I'm trying to obey like all the street signs and like
Yeah.
lights and everything, and I'd just be like, wait, did I check the street light on that one? Like,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
did I run a red? I don't. Yeah, pretty sure I saw green. Yeah. So it was, yeah. But all that aside, the movie is fantastic. Like Mike's sound design, just like there's the opening of the movie is so epic and like gets you pumped. And then immediately there's the total like switcheroo that like is really disappointing. Uh, but it's still fun. But yeah, then like the second half is just like nonstop nonsense. It's so great. And yeah, just in the total same vibe as like Danger Five. There's just like, animal characters and props that are just like make no sense.
I love
Um,
it.
yeah. So I'd say it's the best of the three, just
Very
because
cool.
it's so packed. There's tons of special effects in it that I'm like, man, this like pulled off way that better than I thought it would. The only bummer is like I was trying to shoot this whole sequence of the movie in slow-mo, and I got 3 shots off before there was a glitch in the card and it reset the
Mm.
camera, and I didn't notice that like it switched back to like normal settings, so the slow-mo settings were gone for like the rest of the shots. So this whole like underwater fake underwater slow-mo sequence that I had envisioned just can't possibly be edited now.
Mm.
So yeah, that's a bummer. But
But so now the obvious question is, have you ever thought about turning Thunderbolt into, an actual film?
I have thought about it, but it's not going to happen because Adam is done. But yeah, I've thought about it,
Oh
and it'd
yeah,
be awesome to do. But it's
just rewrite the script. Doesn't have to be. It'd be like a reboot. I
well,
mean,
there's
Chris
also
Evans plays the Human Torch and Captain America.
I know, but like still like at our age, like in my financial situation, it's just like there's just not a lot of the pieces are in place to do it. If
Yeah,
someone wants to
well,
pay me to make it, I'll make it. But
that's what you do.
I
You write
can't
the
do it.
script and you go to backers. That's what Sam Raimi did for Evil Dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't imagine who would pay me to do this. Like it just the hostility towards movies that people have these days just doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
Mm.
The tight wallets.
We'll never give up on a dream, Brad. Never give up.
I'll keep doing 48s, but they'll be smaller and more dramatic, less ambitious.
Lame. Well, I'm proud of you. When
Yeah.
can people see this?
Yeah, I was about to say, assuming this airs soon, this episode actually gets up soon. It's going to be at the Bug Theater August 10th at 1 p.m. We're in Group B. I don't know how much tickets are, but they're probably like over $10. But yeah, we could use as many people as we can to come vote for our film for audience choice, because a lot of our cast can't make it.
Hmm.
So
What day is the 10th? Is it Saturday?
it's a Sunday,
Oh, what time? 1?
1 p.m.
Can I stop by and just vote? Because I'm seeing the Savannah Bananas that day.
You can.
Okay. I will be at Coors Field, so I'll be around.
Yeah, just come by at 1 p.m., get a ballot, mark off Thunderbolt 3, and then go to your thing.
Perfect.
But if you can at some point see it in the theater, because like I said, Mike did a 5.1 surround sound, which is I think
Oh,
the
sweet.
only 40-hour film ever to screen with that. So it's awesome. Like I I watched it like 5 more times when I like finished up with the bug the other night. So like I watch
That's
it
awesome.
once and I just get sucked into like, oh, I gotta see it again. I gotta see it again. Like, how the fuck did we do this? Like, we also shot it like from, I don't know, 10 p.m. on Friday to 7 a.m. Saturday morning. So, which is considering how dense it is, like basically like a 10-minute movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is like, I don't know how, like kudos to the whole team for pulling
Definitely
that
got
off.
a lot of talented people working on it. I saw them posting on social media, like
Yeah.
Eileen and stuff like that. So
Yeah, like
very
usually
cool.
we're shooting all the way like 7 p.m. on Saturday, so like almost 12 hours earlier. Yeah, it was incredible.
Nice. I love hearing it. This week we saw Fantastic Four: First Steps. Brad, do you recommend Marvel's First Family?
Yeah, it's not a bad movie, but there's just something about it that did not connect with me for some reason. And again, it might be the fact that I watched it the Monday after I was like recovering from the 48. So I'm gonna try to go back and see it again. But yeah, a lot of it I just wasn't interested in what was going on. Gorgeous to look at, and I don't feel like the movie's doing anything wrong, but there's just like something missing from it that I was just like, I'm not fully into this.
I love this movie. Um, you mentioned, I think the set design, the costume designs were incredible in this movie. The actors were all really fun. The build up to getting to Galactus was lots of fun. I just had a lot of fun in the movie, which I always aim for when I see a film is, am I having a good time? Last week at Eddington, it was a chore getting through it. This movie flew by for me. Here's a trailer for Fantastic Four: First Steps.
Famous around the world, please welcome the Fantastic Four. Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch,
I love you, Johnny!
and The Thing.
Hey, what time is it? Say the thing.
That's not really something I say.
It's clobbering time.
That's just in the cartoon. Never late for Sunday dinner. Let's eat.
Hey, what time is it?
It's dinner time. Get inside.
I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
What is that? Get us out of here, Ben. Hold on! Are we safe?
I don't know. The clock is ticking. We are going to find a solution. We are going to make it right.
You don't want to just crush him?
I like that. The four of us will face the danger. We will protect you.
Family. It's about connecting to something bigger than yourself. We'll face it together. As a family.
What time is it, Ben?
No.
What time is it, Ben?
No, Johnny.
Say it!
I don't wanna!
Say it!
Fantastic Four picks up where they've already gotten their powers. It seems like it's a new trend in comic book movies where these characters are so well known. They're going, you know what? If we just, kind of give people a recap of how they got these powers, we're set. But what I thought was really fascinating about this movie is there's action in it, of course, but it wasn't the main propellant of the film. It was the family dynamic that uh, the Fantastic Four had, and there's a lot of quiet moments in this, and one of the little moments in the film that I really loved that was only really small was when Ben was walking in the neighborhood he grew up, and he met that woman who, I don't know if she was a rabbi at the synagogue, but they kind of have this cute flirtatious thing. It's only in a couple scenes, but I think it's really important in any movie for characters to have beats like that. And I thought it was cool for it to slow down, and especially with a character like the Thing, where he is, he doesn't want to look the way he looks, and but he's still a really good person. And I think Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm stole the movie from being, the leader, basically. I know Reed Richards is the smartest guy, but she felt like she was the glue that held the family together. And, for her to be pregnant through the movie, giving birth in zero gravity, while being chased by the Silver Surfer, I thought was a really intense, fun scene. And, my wife saw it with me and she loved it. She cried like 3 times in the movie.
Wow.
Which she says, well, it's a mom story, so it got me. And so, which it is. And it was really kind of cute to see. Yeah, so, they have to stop Galactus from destroying their world. And they go up to make a bargain with Galactus. And he realizes the power of the child that Sue Storm is carrying, and he's willing to spare Earth 828 if they give their child to Galactus, and the Fantastic Four won't do it. And so now they have to prepare for Galactus coming and a way to stop him. That's really the premise. And I'll also give hats off that they made Galactus who he is. He was straight up the comic book guy. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, you said you weren't as enthralled with it, Brad.
Yeah. It's just maybe it's a lack of action, or that I know like enough about the characters already that, the production now was amazing. It's so weird and cool that the buildings have TV, like CRT TVs embedded in them. But also at the same time, I was like, I never really bought into that. Like the world was so cooperative, but like the Fantastic Four is like, hey, we need to do this, and like all the nations get together and like, yeah, we're gonna do it. And it seems like no one.
You saw the one nation that did it, right?
Right.
Where's Doctor Doom? He wasn't at the United Nations.
But that might just be like a cynical thing of like, feeling in the age we live in, like a huge chunk of the population is like so resistant to like helping people.
Well, what we need is 4 people that have superpowers that are Earth's protectors.
Yeah. So I tell myself like, okay, well, they've been like the Fantastic Four for 3 years. They've probably like they've done such a great job. They people are on board with helping everybody,
Yeah.
So there's
it was fun seeing Mole Man too,
Yeah, like it's a little cartoony that like an entire building just like falls down into the subterranean level and like doesn't just shatter like the Twin Towers. So, and I kind of wish there was like more of that, because yeah, like the first opening of the movie is like all this comic booky like stuff, and a pretty long like recap of like what would have been its own movie, but then yeah, after that it's just like. I don't know. I barely remember like what happens in the middle because there's just so much like family drama, and then, it was cool that, they have this dilemma of like, do we give them the kid or not? But then Reed Richards finds like the idea of just moving the Earth out of the coordinates so that they can't find it, like is a pretty genius like outside the box workaround. That I was like really impressed with. Yeah. But then it doesn't pay off because like it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, because the surfer catches wind of it.
Yeah, but if script-wise, narratively, if they had like not told us that was going to happen. Like they set it up with the egg thing, right? And then
Mhm.
they just like surprise us with it, and it actually does work. Like that would have been like, an end game level like surprise, of an
Yeah.
idea. Like, but yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, Silver Surfer figured it out and stopped it, and then they just have to like hand to hand Galactus anyway. Um, so. And then I never really understood like why did they explain why Galactus immediately knew that like Franklin was someone he needed to like obtain?
I mean, he scanned her. I guess I mean, he's a being that's millions of years old, so I guess he just has the capabilities. I don't know. I just accept some things for what they are.
Well, right. I know he does that, but like, does he explain to anyone like why he wants like, oh, this kid's gonna be like, can bring people back from the dead? Like, does he ever say,
No, he does it because he does. He says because basically that child is so powerful that he'll never be hungry again. So he won't have to constantly seek out worlds to eat.
so he wants to eat the kid?
No, he wants the kid to use his power so he's not hungry.
S- So he's gonna like absorb the kid's powers?
Yes, something like that. Well, Franklin Richards in the comics is the most powerful mutant ever.
Okay.
So he has I mean, I'm not as well versed in Fantastic Four lore, but I do know that he um, can do a lot of things. And that's why, I mean, in the movie, spoilers, he, brings Sue back to life by just, pushing on her. um,
Yeah, but so he's like eventually like he has like the mental powers of Magneto or out of the Xavier
yeah,
and like
exactly.
the
He's like
metal
all of
bending
them
powers.
combined, pretty
Yeah,
much.
like the healing factor of Wolverine
Yeah.
can shoot lasers out of his eyes like Cyclops,
I
basically.
probably. I
Yeah,
don't know. I'll just say he can. I
can
don't know.
teleport like Nightcrawler.
I mean, we'll find out. I mean, obviously, I mean, you got a taste of the Fantastic Four at the end of Thunderbolts, which we found. Well, if you read, you found out that the Russo brothers directed
Yeah,
because it's a scene from Doomsday. I'm guessing that's actually Doctor Doom escaping their world with Franklin, and he ends up on Earth 616.
yeah. That's another disappointing thing of just like once again, I feel like we got the bait and switch of like, oh, Thunderbolt sets up like a connection to Fantastic Four, and this movie ends with like no, like they don't connect with the MCU world at all. So I was like, great. Still, like, no, like I don't know where this is going, and that's frustrating. So yeah,
I mean,
so we
yeah,
just have to
obviously,
speculate, like you just did
yeah.
with, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, well, they ran into trouble because, I mean, the planners of Marvel, because they had to backtrack on Kang. I was reading an interview with Kevin Feige that he did, and he said that they were actually going to 86 Kang even before Jonathan Majors' thing happened, because he felt that it just wasn't what he wanted it to be, that Kang wasn't a big enough villain. Um, so, yeah, that's why you get a lot of I brought up Eternals last week. I mean, that ending with the little Patton Oswalt guy and Hercules and I mean Blade and the Black Knight. I mean, there's so much that is just left hanging in the ether. Um, which I mean, I'm guessing some of this stuff might pay off for Secret Wars if they do it how the comics do it with tons of characters and a battle, but. Yeah, no, I still love this movie. I was talking to a friend via text, Carol, James's mom, about how I'm just having more fun at movies this year. And Superman a couple weeks ago, and now Fantastic Four. I just feel like my movie going experience has been more fun this year. Last year felt like a dredge.
I'm trying to remember what last year was like. Like, I don't I'm trying to like what movies came out last summer. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Deadpool,
exactly.
Wolverine.
So Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and that was a fun movie.
Yeah, that was late though. That was almost August, right?
I think that was it July? Maybe it was
Late July.
But I remember putting my list together for Film Explosion and being like solely disappointed in the selection. Really, the only movie. Well, my favorite movie from last year was A Violent Nature, but Hundreds of Beavers was the one movie I saw last year where I go, this was really unexpected and really delightful. Everything else I was really underwhelmed. This year, I feel that the movies have been a lot better, and it's going to be a harder film explosion. So, I just had fun. I mean, the Fantastic Four was cool. I think the Silver Surfer was really cool in this one. Yeah, I just had a lot of fun in this movie.
Where's my film explosion 2024? Sorry, I'm trying to look up stuff from last year. Yeah, like a lot of my list is not summer movies.
Yep. Yeah, I think actually 3 of mine, Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, and Alien Romulus. But I think Alien came out in August. Well, Fall Guy, I think, was the beginning of May. But yeah. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Yep. So see Fantastic Four. Don't listen to the curmudgeon Brad.
Yeah, I guess Inside Out 2 was the big summer movie.
Yep.
Big summer hit, other than Wolverine and Deadpool. Yeah, Transformers 1 didn't hit. Fall Guy didn't hit.
Yep. These are the movies we watched this week.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, what'd you watch this week?
Well, yeah, like I said, I saw Fantastic Four immediately to avoid spoilers, but there was really nothing to spoil.
Yeah,
as it turned out. Yeah, so I also saw it Together.
Oh man, I want to see that so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I know some controversy about like did they steal the idea from someone else? But regardless of that, it's just the scares and like twisted nature of it is like I think they really pull it off. Like there's some like really disturbing stuff in it. And yeah, if you don't know what Together it is, real life husband and wife, Allison Brie and Dave Franco are a couple. She gets this new job, and he is kind of like a musician, freelance musician. And reluctantly, he leaves the big city to go to the country to support her new job. And they move to this new house that is near this, I guess, contaminated area. And freaky shit starts happening to them, and he starts to get really dependent on her as he struggles to adjust to his life without all this cool city stuff. And they literally start fusing together in places. And they have to figure out how to unfuse their bodies and like why it's happening. And yeah, overall it's actually kind of funny in places, and when it gets disturbing and body horror, like it's actually pretty creepy. Like there's some really nightmarish dream sequences and just regular sequences overall. And yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I think I'm going to try to sneak away this week on Monday night. My kid has to stay with my in-laws because I have to work so early on Tuesday. I might sneak away and see it.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. It's one of the best. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's like a scary horror movie, but it's probably in the vein of like The Substance, where there's just like a lot of body grossness that goes on. So,
Ooh.
Yeah. What'd you watch?
I just watched. I rewatched a couple things. My wife had never seen Top Gun Maverick, so we watched that, and she was tired, and she ended up watching the whole thing and saying how awesome it was. And I said, I know it's awesome. Can't believe it took you this long to see it. And yeah, just rewatching it and putting it on my new fancy TV with surround sound and a subwoofer. Oh man, it was so fun. I also rewatched Mortal Kombat Legends: Battle of the Realms, which was a 2021 animated movie sequel to Scorpion's Revenge, and it's fun if you like Mortal Kombat. Really heavy into the lore of Mortal Kombat, so I don't think any newbies could get into it because they don't take any time explaining who some of the characters are, and there's some of the lesser known characters. And the one new thing I watched, and the last thing I watched this week, was Happy Gilmore 2 with obviously Adam Sandler, and there's some funny parts in it, but it felt like a movie that was made for the Reels generation. And by Reels, I mean Instagram and Facebook, where they're just little snippets of videos, you know what I mean? Because it has, I mean, I don't even know how many celebrity cameos are in it, but it seems every 1 or 2 minutes there's a new celebrity that pops up that just feels like they want to be part of the movie. There's some funny moments in it. There's a shocking twist at the beginning that I don't know if this is supposed to be funny, because I don't think it was, but it's the propellant or the catalyst for the whole film.
Sounds like a modern Kevin Smith movie where he's trying to like stuff everyone into Clerks 3 because they just want to be in Clerks 3.
Yeah, it kind of, but it doesn't have the heart of Clerks 3. I mean, there are some, like all Adam Sandler movies, there is some sweetness to it. But I don't know, like it's hard to say I was disappointed because I didn't know really what I expected from a Happy Gilmore sequel 30 something years later. Because I do love the first movie. And this one, it's not like bad, but you know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it. Yeah. I mean, there's some funny moments. There's one golfer, Scotty Scheffler, has a really funny callback to real life when he got arrested on his way to to Augusta last year because of him not following a command from a police officer. So he has a funny little bit where he gets arrested in this movie. Yeah, and it has a lot of unnecessary, and I feel like if Netflix has a studio mandate, so they would call back to, let's say it was Ben Stiller, he's in the movie, then they would do a quick cuts of him from the first movie, and they would do that a lot in this. So whenever, Shooter McGavin shows up, they'd show a bunch of little quick cuts of him from the first movie, or how Happy Gilmore's swing is, they'd show a bunch of stuff from the first movie. Just really almost that they made it for people that hadn't seen the first movie and are just Adam Sandler fans. And they go, oh, I've never seen this first Happy Gilmore, so I'm just only going to watch Happy Gilmore 2. But luckily, they have a ton of flashbacks. So yeah, I mean, I had fun watching it. I wish it was a little more funny. I do miss Adam Sandler being Happy Gilmore kind of style comedies where they're just dumb but funny. So yeah, it is what it is. And if you ever want to watch it, that's why I didn't say what the catalyst is, because it is a kind of a big spoiler for the movie.
Well, if it's on Netflix, it's going to be a while before I see it.
Well, okay, I'll tell you. Spoilers for anybody listening. One of his drives kills his wife, the girl he fell in love with at the end of the movie, the first one. And so he becomes an alcoholic, and then he has to earn money to send his daughter to ballet school, and that's why he goes back to the tour. So yeah.
Ballet school is that expensive?
Yeah, she goes to Russia or something, so. So yep.
Only the best.
Only the best. Yes, there's some fun things in it, but overall, yeah. And that's how I watched this week.
Actually, I'll throw in, since I'll probably forget it by the time we get to next week's movie, but I also watched Star Trek Section 31, which is this made-for-streaming Star Trek movie.
Yeah, I heard it's not very good.
Yeah. Like, I figured people were being hyperbolic about how bad it is, but it is. For the pedigree of Star Trek, it's like, I was shocked at how just derivative and like
that sucks.
or even just like I don't know if anachronistic is the right word. Like
That's quite a big word. I like it.
yeah, they just treat like so much of the dialogue is like the characters are so simplistic and like archetypes of like the dumbest things of like team action movies.
Wait, but that doesn't even sound. You say team action movie? That doesn't sound like Star Trek to me.
Yeah, well, this is about so Section 31 in Star Trek is like this shadow organization that works for Starfleet, it's part of Starfleet. So they do all like the secretive, like non-Roddenberry shit, to get things done and like help like preserve the Federation. And so Michelle Yeoh's character came from the Discovery series, and she's like from the Mirror universe and like where everyone's evil, right? So she's, through that series, she went off and became like this nightclub owner, but she's also still kind of like bad, but is willing to do good things. And they fleshed out some of her backstory of like how she became like the leader of the Terran Empire or whatever. But then anyway, Section 31 says like, oh, we need someone to infiltrate this thing, and you got to build a team. Here's the people we've got so far, and now like we need you and your expertise to like get the job done. So yeah, it's like they built like the Suicide Squad around her basically. And yeah, everyone just has like a not Star Trek-y personality, and they all talk like they're from 2025.
Gross.
Yeah, and like so many of the characters are like super silly. And yeah, it's just not like.
Well, the thing that sucks, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not as well versed in Star Trek as you, but it seems the point of the early stuff is that even though they're from the future, they're not trying hard to be, in the present, if that makes sense. Where, when I see Star Trek, like, 4, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
but,
this thing's gonna end in like 30
2025
seconds. So.
Dialogue or attitudes in a Star Trek just doesn't make my brain work. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna end in 30 seconds. So, just move on.
All right. Well, next week we're seeing The Naked Gun. Stay tuned for that. That'll be a lot of fun, and we'll see you at the movies. Brad was so pissed he didn't want to finish the Star Trek thought.
Yeah, maybe I'll continue it next week.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram, @Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!